right, when we look at question number 57, immediately it says, which of the following is the graph in the standard XY coordinate plane of y equals the sum of x squared plus 3x over x? Immediately, the first thing that you can do to solve this is when you have your graphing calculator in your hand, turn it on, clear, 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 press the y equals and clear, 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 whatever is in your current graph. If you want to reset your settings, remember, go second plus 7, 1, 2, and then second plus 7, 2, 2. This resets your stored memory and all of the defaults. Now to graph number 57, you can just go straight to the y equals button. And to put in that fraction, it's alpha f1, 1. And on top, x squared plus 3x over x. Then you can press graph. And we can immediately see that this graph is of a straight line. So out, not it. And the other thing that I see is both E and C have the line going through the origin, which my graph on my calculator does not. So out and out. And that only leaves us with answer choice D, which is the correct answer. You can double check your points by clicking the trace button and entering in a -1. And now my calculator says when x is -1, y is +2. Put in a +1 to match this point. When x is +1, y is 4. So I know for sure that I've got the right answer. If you had to solve this by hand without a graphing calculator, it would have been pretty easy to do as well. You would have just had y equals x squared plus 3x. And instead of leaving my x here like this, I'm going to split it up between both pieces. X squared over x, 3x over x, which would give me y equals x squared divided by x. Instead of writing my x squared, I could write x, and that easily shows me, let's go purple, that x and x cancels each other out here. X and x cancels each other out here. So I've got y equals x plus 3, and that plus 3 is telling me that my y-intercept is +3. And nothing in front of my x is telling me that my slope is 1/1. And I could have used my y-intercept and my slope to find this graph as well. Y-intercept is +3, and then from this 3, we went up 1 to y is 4, and over 1 to x is 1. So prove my answer 2 ways. And then number 58, a triangle ABD is reflected across the y-axis. So we've got a coordinate plane again.
Attention all Cobras. FC will start in the auditorium.
And then triangle ABD is reflected across the y-axis to have the image A prime, B prime, D prime in the standard XY coordinate plane. Thus, A reflects to A1. The coordinates of point A are MN. What would the coordinates of point A prime be? So if I had this triangle, And point A was here. Then my keywords is that the triangle gets reflected across the y-axis. So this is my y-axis. So if I took my y-axis and I folded the coordinate plane in half, this point A would fold over like this, and A prime would be up here. And if this was B and D, while we're folding, B would be B prime, D prime. So my A prime, what happened to my points? My X coordinates, if it started here and went to here, it went opposite, it went negative. So I'm looking for a negative X, which they put at M, but whatever, that's the X. But my Y coordinate is stayed equal for the Y. So my Y stays positive. So that's right here. And that's the correct answer. Answer choice F. And let's keep moving on now that we're here at the end. Number 59. If x equals 3r minus 4 and y equals 3r plus 2, which of the following expresses y in terms of x? So I'm going to take this first equation and I'm going to get rid of my r. Well, really, I'm going to solve for my r so that I can substitute and get rid of it over in the other equation. So if x equals 3r minus 4, then to rewrite this, my next step is to add 4 on both sides of the equation. Which is going to give me x plus 4 equals 3r. And now my next step to get the r only by itself is to do what? Yep, I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 3 because that 3r means 3 times r. Then those 3's will cancel out. Bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. So r equals x plus 4 over 3. Now I'm going to take this and substitute it in for my r in the other equation. So instead, okay, so y equals 3 times, now instead of this r, I'm writing all of this. X plus 4 over 3 and then plus 2. And now that I'm in here, I can see, now that I have it rewritten, my 3 multiplying on the outside of the parentheses cancels out my 3 that's dividing on the inside of the parentheses. So I'm going to cancel these out, cancel, goodbye. And now I've got y equals x plus 4 plus 2. So, new color, please. Thank you. Y equals x plus 6. And that is answer choice B, which is the correct answer.